back to the channel. Got another film review for you. It is Men in Black International, the continuation of the Men in Black series. We had the first three, which centered around Will Smith's character Jay, introduced to Kay, Tommy Lee Jones' character, and their adventures. This is a separate thing. This takes place within that universe, but just a different branch, set in London mostly, and it goes to Paris. It goes all around the world. Hence the name International. It really kind of expands that. As a film, overall, I think it's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just a bit sort of breezy and a bit flat and a bit bland, but it entertains you in the most part. Really, I'll explain. What I do enjoy about this film, it tries to do something different. It doesn't kind of retread what happened in the original Men in Black or any of those. It doesn't overly reference the original trilogy either. There's some slight little nods and things like that, which are nice and stuff, but it doesn't really kind of hang on those tropes. It's not like what the Ghostbusters did, that every 5 minutes we're throwing a reference for the original Ghostbusters in there. This isn't doing that. There's a couple of nice little nods, and if you pick them up, they're great. If not, doesn't matter. It tries to be its own thing, which is really good. The chemistry between Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth's characters, obviously they're the main agents in this, and again, generally it's really good. It's not as good as it was in, say, like Thor: The Ragnarok or Avengers Endgame, where they're both in that. That's a little bit stronger. I think that's more down to the writing of those films and the directors. This one isn't written as strongly, or probably directed as well. But they really carry the film. They're the ones that you kind of there. Chris Hemsworth has that sort of great charm about him. Tessa Thompson's really good. She's quite really strong and witty. Not as much as Will Smith. I think this is where this film lacks. It's the humour in this film isn't the best. It falls flat a lot of the time. They try to do that sort of quippy little humour that you find in the Marvel movies, and it just doesn't quite land. We know Chris Hemsworth can do it. He does it as Thor all the time, especially in Ragnarok, which is hilarious. But in this, he does the same sort of shtick when it comes to that sort of humour. Doesn't quite land. And the villains in this as well are just nothing. What the other three Men in Black have, although I really like the original, the other two are okay. They have a kind of a main antagonist. There's someone in that is kind of trying to stop the Men in Black, and there's an object they've got to get, and they've got to stop this person from having that object. This one doesn't really have a main villain, really. Like, there's a few kind of bad guys that pop up. There's these two sort of twins that can bend matter and stuff, but they don't really say anything. They just pop up every now and then. It's a bit boring when they do show up. It's just a bit, there's no antagonist really, so that kind of makes it hard for you to really root for the agents, because there's nothing really they're fighting against, or nothing that keeps popping up that's interesting or intriguing. So I think that's where this film really lacks. The humour's not great, and there's no real kind of main antagonist or villain. It's a good entry to the Men in Black. I wouldn't say it's as bad as, say, Men in Black 2, which I didn't really like at all. It's a little bit better than that, but it's still not a touch on the original. I think that was really lightning in a bottle when it comes to sort of how quirky and original it was, with Will Smith's charisma and Tommy Lee Jones' deadpan delivery, which is great in that film. This doesn't really have that. The cast, outside of the main two, Liam Neeson's okay. Emma Thompson's really good, but she's not really in it enough. Again, the villains are not great, so it's not something I would overly recommend. Maybe wait till it comes out on TV or something. Not something you'd rush to go and see, unfortunately. But anyway, that is Men in Black. That is done for you. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time.